My top sealed investments for May 2026. This year seems like it's absolutely flying along and we're getting set after set after set. But here's 4 good sealed investments that I think are really, really good pickups for May 2026. Now, when it comes to making decisions when it comes to investing in Pokemon cards, it's a bit like anything in life, isn't it? Like whenever you're deciding on something, one thing I always do is this. I always go pros and cons. And it's like, when you're asking yourself your pros around investing in something, you really should be asking yourself why. Like, why is this going to be a good investment in the future? And if the pros outweigh the cons, generally speaking, it's going to be a good investment. And vice versa, if there's too many cons, then it's probably not going to be a good investment. And like I was saying, that's any decision that we do in life. Quite often, whether it's to move places, to accept a new job, to invest in this or invest in that, the pros and cons, just write it down if you need to. Make a mental note in your brain. These are the pros. It's got great chase cards. It's got there's heaps of people watching it and they think it's going to be a great investment. It's got great total set value. The box art looks really good. Rip and shippers love to open it. Versus, maybe it's a bottom tier set. There's not many chase cards. And you get the idea. Pros and cons list. Let's jump into number 1. Ascended Heroes Booster Bundles. This is historically the best time to buy modern sought after product at launch as soon as it comes out. Because after that, everything seems to be going up. We've seen it with all the biggest holiday sets and the biggest main sets in the last 2 to 3 years. It's just what happens now. The last set I think I can remember where this didn't happen was Crown Zenith. I remember Crown Zenith came out and everyone was like, wow, what a homage to Sword and Shield. Like, this is such a good set. It's got so many nice alternate art cards in there. The Galarian Gallery was absolutely beautiful and everyone rated it. Like, it was a really, really nice homage to Sword and Shield era. But with reprints, it just got cheaper. And then another reprint and it just got cheaper. That doesn't happen anymore. 151 really changed the game for that. 151, Prismatic Evolutions, and now Ascended Heroes, throw into the mix Destined Rivals as well. Those sets, what happened was, launch was the cheapest time you could buy products. And that's why I think we all know booster bundles have just launched. I think this is the best time to buy them, particularly, of course, if you could have got them at launch. Now, if we bring up the pros and cons here, there's so many pros to Ascended Heroes. It's got the biggest one, which I just mentioned, is its cheapest entry point price at release. It's a phenomenal set. The community sentiment towards this set is just absolutely top tier. I don't think there's anyone that is discrediting how good a long-term investment Ascended Heroes will be. And of course, the big one, look at the total set value. Like, it is just huge. Absolutely massive total set value. The chase cards inside this set are just top echelon. Awesome special illustration rares, very strong PSA 10 prices. The pull rates are difficult enough that it's still fun to open with some nice illustration rares, but the tiered chase, I love it when sets have tiered chases where you feel like it's giving you a little bit, but you're hanging out for that big chase. It's almost like gambling, isn't it? And that sounds bad because it's a kid's card game, but that's what it is. That's the mentality behind it. And then we look at the cons. I can only see one con for this investment, and that is that it might get reprinted. And if it does, I would just buy more. Like, it's going to be such a solid investment, Ascended Heroes, and this is one of my top picks for May 2026 when it comes to a sealed product. And if you can grab yourself a booster bundle case, these look magnificent. We know what 151 booster bundle cases have done. They've gone absolutely through the roof. I think this is a very, very strong pickup. Number 2 on my list is Mega Evolutions Base Booster Box. These are currently at a market price of $298. And I think there's some strong pros to this box. I'll bring it up on the screen here. It is the best base set we've seen in a very long time. You compare it to Scarlet and Violet base, you compare it to Sword and Shield base, Sun and Moon base, XY base. Like, it just doesn't compare, does it? It's in a league of its own. I really like that they actually went, well, hold on, let's make a base set that's really nice. And they've done that. And that is testament to the next pro from this set, which is the total set value. The total set value is actually quite high here. I really like how they also reintroduced the tiered chase. Whether you like the gold cards or not, they're very difficult to pull, and that's going to make them expensive. And because of that, You get that, plus the special illustration rares, plus the illustration rares, you get this real tiered chase. And I really, really like that. I think that, we saw it in Ascended Heroes as well. We've seen it in Phantasmal Flames. And of course, what started it was Mega Evolution base. So that with strong chase cards for a base set is good. It makes it a good investment. And the final pro to this set is its price point. There are not too many sub $300 booster boxes on the market. I did a video on this recently, but just now I think there's, this was a few weeks ago, but now I think there's only 6 booster boxes that you can buy sub $300 on the market. Things like, of course, this, things like I think Vivid Voltage is still one that's just under $300. So there's not too many left that are under $300 US. And this is probably one of the strongest ones. This and Surging Sparks, in my opinion, are probably the 2 strongest booster boxes that are sub $300 at the moment. The cons of this, well, one of your buying markets when you sell this product is going to be people that just want to collect it. They want it as part of their collection. And we need to be honest here, they are boring looking boxes from the outside. They don't display well, in my opinion. That's a bit of a downer when it comes to Mega Evolution booster boxes. And of course, they're still in the reprint window. At any stage, we could cop a massive reprint of Mega Evolution based booster boxes. But at the moment, it's a really, really solid investment. Before we go into the last 2, I just wanted to give a shout out to, of course, today's video sponsor, which is the Collector app. There'll be a link in the description to download it. You can follow my journey down in the content creators section. It is just the one-stop app for anything collecting and investing base. You can put all your sealed, all your singles inside there. Any set, whether it's Japanese or English, you can look at the total set value, you can see the top hits. Even now you can look up what trades you can do. Like you can literally punch in what you're gonna trade versus what someone else is gonna trade and see if it's a fair trade or not. This app literally has it all. And if you're a pro user, what you unlock is so many nice skins and so much more data on every single sealed PSA populations. Crazy good app. Again, link in the description to download that one. Number 3 on my list, and this is a little bit of a curveball, Black Bolt Elite Trainer Box at $107 US. Interesting one, isn't it? Here's the pros. So, it actually has amazing depth, like heaps of depth. We know how many illustration rares and special illustration rares are in Black Bolt and White Flare. And you could probably couple White Flare into this as well, but I'm just focusing on Black Bolt here because I think it's the slightly stronger set. What that leads to is a great total set value. You have some really, really good chase cards inside here. There's some really rare chase cards inside here that hold very, very strong raw value and quite strong PSA 10 values. Doesn't seem like there's been a reprint to these. Look, maybe they keep rolling off the production line in dribs and drabs, but we haven't seen that, massive drop like what we get with Prismatic and like what we saw with 151, those really big holiday sets. This seems to be just dribs and drabs of supply hitting the market. So that's definitely a pro. Now, this one, I don't know if you exactly call this a pro because I quite like it if something's super popular. But sometimes, just sometimes, when everyone's looking elsewhere at different investments, it takes away some demand for a product and keeps the price low, that someone else can come in and purchase them. So while everyone else is looking elsewhere, maybe Black Bolt is actually a pretty solid investment. Now, the cons to this set, the biggest one in my opinion, as of course I'm mentioning reprints, that could happen, but the biggest con is that it's Gen 5 only. So if you're not a Gen 5 lover, if you have no patronage to Gen 5, this isn't going to mean anything to you. These Pokemon aren't going to mean anything. And look, I grew up before Gen 5 came out. I'm Gen 1, 2, and 3 predominantly. But credit where credit's due. These sets are phenomenal. And the total set value speaks to that. And there are plenty of people that grew up with Gen 5 and love Gen 5. It was a slightly quieter era of Pokemon. So that's really the only con I can see from this. Because these sets, the artwork's phenomenal in them. The total set value is great. The depth is great. Not much to go wrong there, in my opinion, at the price point that they're at. Number 4, the final one on my list is Destined Rivals Booster Box. These are $596. So not cheap. Not cheap at all, actually. However, here's the pros, right? It's the generation set. And what do I mean by that? Well, if we look back to every generation, there'll be a booster box that stands out. If we go to XY era, there's probably a couple there, something like a Phantom Forces or a Flashfire booster box are the two that really stand out. We fast forward to Sun and Moon era, of course, Team Up is the booster box that stands out. We fast forward to Sword and Shield, of course, Evolving Skies is the booster box that stands out. And now we fast forward to Scarlet and Violet, and you go, well, what is the booster box of Scarlet and Violet era? What is the Generations booster box? And it is Destined Rivals. It is the generational booster box for Scarlet and Violet era. Now, is it as good as the others that I mentioned? It's not Team Up and it's not Evolving Skies, but it's pretty damn good. It's a pretty damn good set. The chase cards are actually quite strong. They've held their value really well. So total set value is quite good. And the big one is it has that Team Rocket nostalgia attached to it. You can't underestimate the power of that nostalgia. We saw it with 151. I think once Team Rocket is getting close, once Destined Rivals is close to getting out of rotation, box prices are going to go up even more. Now, of course, the cons. Its entry point price right now, if you buy it, is quite expensive. That's a big con. And of course, it could get reprinted. I don't think reprints are going to have a massive effect on its secondary market price, even if it does get reprinted. Maybe it'll drop a little bit. It probably will drop a little bit. But I don't see that being a big issue. Now, why have I suggested this? Like, why have you suggested a booster box that's nearly $600? And look, you go back to post-Evolving Skies. Now, Destined Rivals isn't 12 months old yet. It's not. It's not even close to it. But you know what? It's probably going to come around before we know it. The Destined Rivals is 12 months old. And I remember when Evolving Skies was 12 months old. It went to like $250 to $300. And everyone was going crazy. Like, Destined Rivals has doubled, nearly tripled in price after 12 months. Destined Rivals has already done that and some. And I remember when Evolving Skies, when it was 18 months old, it got to $500 and it was 2 years old and it was hovering around $600 to $700 and it was 3 years old and it cracked that 1,000 mark. And every single time when it was 12 months old and $250 to $300 box, everyone was saying it's going to get reprinted. Then it was 18 months old and it was nearly $500 a box. Everyone was saying it's going to get reprinted. And you know what? Yeah, it copped a small reprint about 3 or 4 months after it launched. But after that, nothing. Like, no more booster boxes. And it wasn't short printed, and neither was Destined Rivals, mind you. But the demand is eating up the supply. So what I'm getting at here is, if it gets reprinted, so be it. Buy some more boxes at a cheaper entry point price. But I don't think it's going to get much cheaper, particularly if it doesn't get reprinted. It's going to be almost like Evolving Skies 2.0, where it'll keep creeping up in price. And unless you jump in now, you'll end up missing it. I'm Michael, this is PokeOz. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in, and I'll catch you all next time.